Hi, I'm Cece. Welcome to the Edge Mentality office here in Southern Pines, North Carolina. I was at a major conference this past year and speaking about some lessons learned across my professional career. And one of the things that really hit for me as I reflected on my process was that at some point I went from taking my work personally to having a personal standard. And let me tell you about the differences there. I got really far in my field taking my work personally because I was just obsessed with it. I loved it. It was part of my identity. I found small ways to get better. I took it home. I thought about it. I made friends within the field. I made mentors within the field. I read about it. I listened about it. I was hungry for it. And so taking work personally and identifying with it did me a lot of favors. It really set me apart and drove me ahead, until something with work didn't go the way I wanted it to. And I took that personally too. And I got pushed to kind of separate myself, not by choice. What was really interesting is at some point I realized I have a personal standard for how I want to do mental performance work and what I think I owe my players and my clients, and the level I'm going to perform at. But I don't take it personally when people don't follow through on their side, or for example, in Major League Baseball, when my GM or president makes a decision that's different from what I would make. And that is different from when I took things personally. When I took things personally, I was so invested that if someone made a decision or didn't show the same passion I did, it felt very personal to me. At this point within work, I'm going to perform the way that I need to perform to meet my personal standard. But what anyone else does, including decisions, that's a work decision. And maybe it's because they have a better vantage point than I do, or a better decision maker than I am, or maybe they just choose not to take my advice or my counsel. But if I'm meeting my personal standard, then I know my practice is where it needs to be. So for any of you that are mental performance coaches or in any field, an executive, an athlete, part of what I'd ask is, are you taking things personally, or have you developed what your personal standard is? Find your edge.